Hello, friends. Welcome to my channel. I am Ananda Rose, and for those of you watching on Light Language Messenger, you're very welcome here as well. Thank you, everyone, for joining me, and I hope you're well. And as I said in the previous video, I was going to record the next one, the same, just after that one. And here you go. I did try to make a little bit of difference and put one of my little jackets on so that you can tell the difference from both videos. Well, friends. It's a bit of an unusual day for me, as I said in the previous video. And it's unusual because um, it's Friday. I am supposed to be at radio. And at this time, I do radio from 3 to 6 p.m. on a Friday afternoon. And for whatever reason, I woke up this morning thinking, I don't really want to do radio today. And so I didn't. I sat here at my desk and I set up a playlist and I knew, and that's fine. You know, that's how it works. You can set up a playlist and it will all be on auto rotation and everything works out fine. So as I waited for the previous recording to be put into a file, I was sitting here and I was thinking about why I'm doing this. Why am I here? But the guides have asked me to try this and I'm trying it. And I don't know what the lesson in it is. If you listen to my video of 2 days ago, you will know that it was a very intense video because I talked about changes and I talked about the guides asking me to do some things. And now it's got out of my head what I thought about. I talked about financial stuff and it was kind of like, oh, wow, deep stuff. And I was talking about my ankle fracture. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. I was talking about my ankle fracture and and some of the lessons I'm learning at the moment, or some of the realizations or conclusions I'm coming to, right? But that is why when it comes to this, I'm once again saying, uh, this is an experiment. Sitting here is an experiment. It is where uh I was first connected to my Arcturian guides. These are new guides that I've got, by the way, and that I don't talk much about them, but they to help me now in this phase. So I would be saying to you, if wow, I just felt a bit of a wooziness as I said that. That's interesting. Um, I would be saying to everyone, tune into your guidance and ask, is there somebody new helping you that you need to be aware of? Are they trying to grab your attention that you need to be aware of and go and connect with them? Right. Let's talk about this video. This video is a continuation of the other thing that had happened in my morning on Friday morning. By the time you get this is either going to be, I think, Sunday when you watch it, but my morning today being Friday morning. I usually don't put out videos on the weekend, as you know, if you watch the channel regularly, but this week is happening. So in the previous video, I told you about my experience with a lady who was scared of dogs, was petrified of dogs. And we did a light language for clearing that energy for her, but also for the planet and for all of us and for the whole collective and animals and all creatures on the planet. This video is about my experience with animals. So after Baxter and I, as I was telling the story in the previous one, we came out of the reserve and then I said, well, I was going to let him go off lead, which when I got up there, I thought, oh, maybe not. Maybe we'll just not do that. We'll go home. But I opened the car door, put him in, and then I thought it's not fair because his walk has been shortened now because he looks forward to doing all of these things, right? This is a dog. When you take a dog on a walk, it's their walk too. It's not just my walk. It's not just all about me and where I want to go and what I've let him sniff or the directions I want to go. And we must actually let him choose too, or them choose too. And he wasn't quite ready to go home. So I thought, all right. But he'd also seen a friend of his, and his friend is called Patch. We haven't seen Patch for maybe 2 years because we no longer frequent the same areas that we used to when we met Patch. We always met Patch down at the beach, and the last time we saw Patch was at Mangamangaroa Reserve with his family members that we hadn't met when we met them we usually meet him with his dad on the beach. Anyway, So there was Patch, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's Patch. And Baxter he was like, that's my Patch. I want to go and say hello. But Patch's dad was further along with another dog that I hadn't seen him with before, and he was calling to Patch. So Patch obviously obeyed his owner and he went on. Anyway, when I put Baxter in the car and he was looking so miffed, I thought, well, hey, I'm gonna go out and we're just gonna let Baxter go and have his run. And so we did. But naturally, he was going to run in the direction of Patch because he'd already seen him and he wanted to go and hoon around and chest him and all that stuff. You know, you wouldn't believe dogs do that, but they actually do. They do chest each other like teenagers do it. Yeah. Anyway, so he caught up with Patch and Patch's dad. And in the meantime, by the time I got there, the other dog, beautiful white dog with brown patches, beautiful freckled ears, and all of that, was running towards us as well. And Patch's dad wanted him to want to control this dog. And suddenly I heard the dog yelp. And I thought, oh, he's got an electronic tool. But as we got closer, Louis is the dog's name. Louis is a very special name for us anyway, because our cat was called Louis. Louis was curious about Baxter, checking him out, going up to him, nipping his ear, all that stuff, as puppies do. And Patch's dad explained that Louis is a puppy. I think I can't remember what the age of Louis is. It's his son's dog. And he said, and he's learning. And so things were fine because Louis had checked out Baxter and decided he was okay to be in playing with them. And so they did. They were playing and all of that for about maybe 5 minutes. And then Patch's dad tells me, oh, I used the electronic tool on Louis. And he said, oh, when you heard him yelp, it's because I used the electronic tool. Um, because we were just talking about something reactive because I said something about Baxter and I've got to be careful with him because he can be reactive. And he said, yeah, I also have to be careful because, them two, these two are also reactive. And he said, oh, when you heard him yelp, I used the electronic tool. And I was just, oh, okay, you know. So friends, for me, I'm going to have to for me, that just does not sit right. I have a reactive dog and I've never used the electronic tool on him. If anyone used the electronic tool on him, I don't know about it. Maybe if he had stayed with is at the lady who looks after him when I go away, maybe she uses one and I don't know about it. Maybe but he stays with her because I know she doesn't, but I don't know because I am learning more and more that humans are not very trustworthy when it comes to animals, especially those that are having daycares, pet daycare, animal grooming or pet grooming. Yeah, pet grooming. And for us to find people that really truly are in these, right now, I'm finding this in the place that I live in, and since the lockdowns and all of that, to find people who are truly committed to looking after pets properly and from the heart is a challenge. I have not had Baxter go to be groomed for so long because the lady that grooms him at the place that we usually go to has left, and I cannot trust anyone else with him because if other people have done it in the past, he comes back with a scar on him. He comes back with looking dogged, for want of a different word, looking harassed, looking like he's had a terrible experience. And I think, what have you done to my dog? What have you done? He's come back from the place with, scars all over his tummy. And then, like, what happened there? And that was just daycare. It wasn't, just casual daycare, just so that he could socialize with other dogs was why we decided to do this a few years ago. So I'm finding that to find a pet groomer, to find and I know I've digressed, but I'm coming back to it. To find a pet groomer, to find somebody who, um, is a pet carer who will not use electronic tools, especially people who run businesses like this, is becoming a challenge. Okay, let's go back to this, what I was saying about this puppy being shocked to attention. It is a puppy. That's what I feel. I've had a reactive dog. He's been reactive from a very young age. I call him neurodiverse, to be honest. That's how I felt about Baxter when I got him, and that was the situation. Baxter and I have a whole history, and it's a time for, and that is a story for another time. But back to today. I have never used an electronic tool on Baxter, and I will not use it. People have told me so many times you should. And I have said, no, I won't be. It's cost me a lot. I've fallen over when he's trying to charge ahead, when I've got him on a lead, charge ahead to tell another dog off or whatever. And it doesn't, it's a reactive dog means you can't predict it. And also that's not happening all the time, right? It happens sometimes and it's reactive because, well, when you least expect it. Anyway, what do I want to say about this? A puppy should not have an electronic tool. That's my feeling. Training, commanding is very good and it's very important. Now, I don't know the whole situation of this, why they use the electronic tool on this puppy. He's amazing. He's beautiful and all of that. But training, basic training for anyone, for a puppy, should be basic training. Electronic tools should not be used until you have no other choice but to. And even if you have no other choice but to, maybe don't use the electronic tool. That's my thinking about it. Right? What do you do? Because there's ways and means to manage this. I say this because I am an owner. My dog is reactive. I have had incidents galore with my dog. And yet I have taken all the precautions. I have rearranged my life so that I can make sure I manage this. It's like having a child who has special needs in terms of maybe they're neurodivergent or this. When I say this, I'm not saying it's the same as having a child. I'm saying it's like when somebody has a child in that situation, you adjust your life so that not accommodate, but you adjust your life so that you take care of those needs of your child. So I believe if you have a neurodivergent dog, I was going to say, I believe if you have a reactive dog, then take the necessary steps to make sure that your dog, that you adjust your life to live with your dog. Not give up your whole life, but adjust your life to live with your dog. That's it. That's what I believe. But you can't know that when it's a puppy and it's behaving in a certain way. You cannot stunt the character of your dog by shocking it, giving it shock treatment when it is a puppy. I am no expert on training dogs, but I will say it from this perspective. It is not okay to do that to a young, innocent puppy. And so we left there. I said, well, we're going to have to go now. I had no attitude. I just heard it, and that was what I heard. But as I was walking away, I thought, oh, I don't like this. I don't know how I can do this. Nothing anyone tells me about that makes me happy. I know some people say, oh, they just feel they just feel a little bit of a sensation. But if the dog yelped, it meant that he felt pain or something. So if you are using your electronic tool, please have a care with it. Yes, that dog was just running towards Baxter. He didn't listen to the owner because he was being a puppy. They can't hear often that the owner's calling them. It's training that makes them understand, okay, that's the voice of the owner. A command makes them understand the voice or whatever. Training, 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 training. So I today had experiences, obviously, because of the previous video. with two people, one that I've actually been acquainted with, minimally, but acquainted with because both our dogs are friends, and one that I did not know, but was highly, highly reactive. So what is happening in the energies, friends? So today, as always, we have called on Archangel Thalia. We've invoked the sunshine yellow dragons many times. One more time, let's do it again. Let's do it again for dogs in situations that, or for any animal, pet that's in an abusive situation, where countries are still having circuses with live animals in it, where countries are still allowing that to happen. What do wild animals go through? The training, the submission, the abuse. They go through a lot of that so that they can go there and be the entertainer for the circus, so that the circus can earn money from that. I don't care. It is not okay. It is far from okay. And so, friends, here we are. Let's read. Sunshine Yellow Dragons helps you to help animals. I'm just being told to just do the light language, friends. I think I've said enough on this. We have called upon Archangel Thalia a lot of times. We will call upon Archangel Thalia a lot more times, but right now I'm just being asked to do the light language. So let's have a sip of water if that's available to you. Let's go here and do a clearing. So we're going to do the sound bowl, or my singing bowl. This is it. Let's breathe together, feet firmly planted on the ground. And you know how we take the breath in through the nose, push it all the way to the bottom of the belly, pause, and then release it. We're going to let's take 3 again. All right, let's do 3. Ora mahai na tufara na khai na tufara na khai na matikuru na khai te mahota pai na tia. Mahai, 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 mahai. Welcome. Beloveds, as we sit with our feet firmly planted on the ground, Onata hera natir mekeoro ateo hirmaho enetifaranakai khurmakai. The word is enlightenment. The other word is circumcision. And circumcision of what? The heart of man. For what? Alignment, enlightenment. And enlightenment to the knowledge that animals, pets, wild animals on this planet have equal value. We are all but equal to each other. We are all spirit. We are all positive, pure light and energy. We are just different expressions of that. And animals, pets, dogs, cats, lions, giraffes, zebras, camels, horses, all of them are us in that we are all light. but they have equal value in how we value them. Oromahayana to arenechikila matsu ornamakayuto. Yeah. Heya onna ormakayo anateya naturamakai. Why how nato. Whoa, the singing bowl won't sing. Karamatia. Yeah, yeah, hey ya ho, hey ya ho, hey ya ho, hey ya ho, hey ya, hey ya la pohate natura hae o inakaro kamatao. The atoning, the Lumurahansen to Lurihanliun, you have received light codes, beloveds. That's going to awaken you to your self, to the real, the true nature of what the creatures on this planet are, who they are, what they represent, what they're doing here, how they are transmuting for you, and how they too are very human. They too hurt. They too feel pain. They too can become neurodivergent because of all the drama and trauma we inflict on them when they are too young. Louie, 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 my beautiful Louie, 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 we send you healing. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I invite you, friends, to start imagining Louis. He is a pit bull dog crossed with something else that no one knows. He is white with these brown patches, like milkshake brown patches. He's more the patterning of a cow than he is of a dog. And he has freckled ears, his brown freckles on his ears, white ears. Louis, Louis, Louis. Oh, oh, oh. Why are we bringing Louis into it? Because he was the one who had the experience that I witnessed today. Louis is representative of many animals, many dogs that go through this, many other animals that are going through abuse, to bring them to submission. Not train them, to bring them to submission. That's what that is. No matter how we put it, it's bringing them to submission. Louis, 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 Louis. Please send your love and light to Louis. I've described him to you. May those around Louis feel the vibration of the high vibration of Louis, so much so that they refrain from bringing in anything that harms him or hurts him into managing and helping him to become accustomed to living with humans, helping him to just, yes, so we're bringing lots of love and light to Louis, right? And also that we're invoking the help of the higher planes, those in the higher realms, of Louis' team in spirit, so that he may exude high vibrational energy, that it transmutes the desire to do this, to bring him into submission this way. And in Louis being Louis is the representative for his kind, for the canines on this planet. Louis is the representative for the cats, for the felines, the great felines, the large cats on this planet. Louis is the representative for every animal on this planet that is being held in captivity, being beaten, being shocked into submission. When we send this to Louis, we are sending it to all of them. Louis, 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 Yerana Mahaya Thank you, beloveds. Thank you for your work here today. Thank you for your time here today. Know that what you did today, what we did today, it is for one and all. It's for one and all, for the one we saw, the one we experienced, the one whose energy we felt, the one whose cry we heard today. But even if it was for the one, it was for all. Karamekayo, karamekayo, karamekayo. Thank you, beloved friends. Wow. That's a lot of energy. Thank you, beloved friends. Beloveds, let's clear us again. Thank you so much for watching. I don't know, perhaps this is a different energy space. This is not about you know, this was not about having everything in the same place, but it was about changing the energy space. The guides are really talking, they're really speaking this time. And so I feel like we need to pay attention. Get into your closet, chat with your guides. They want to shift us. We are being shifted, but they want to shift us even more personally. Yeah. Thank you so much, friends. Thank you. Much love and light to you. I'll catch you next time. Namaste.